Welcome back to the Buckhouse Podcast, the realest podcast on the planet. We dive into motivation, marriage, social media, and everyday struggles that no one wants to talk about. I'm one of your hosts, Benjamin Buckhouse, alongside Johnathan Buckhouse, as always. We are two brothers that get together once a week, just talk about what's going on in our lives. We bond over snowboarding, video games, sports, whatever it may be, and just kind of catch up with each other. One thing that I'm noticing that's new to your setup right now, bro, that like blue bar next to you. What is that thing? Tell us.
Well, this is not Buckhouse Waxed, poured into the Buckhouse Wax mold. So I was shipped containers. What am I doing? Oh. And I poured my own wax. Yeah. It was a learning curve. I melted a couple of the packaging. Yeah. But I've learned a lot. I mean, I'm not making the wax. I just got the molds. Here's another. Can you see that? I need some shade. But essentially, these will be neon green. Kind of like that. Wow. And this is the actual size of the bar. It's going to be 130 grams of wax, which is actually a lot of wax. It's more wax than I wanted for the bars. So what I've learned, guys, is starting a company is hard. And you're going to make mistakes. And one of the first mistakes I made was working with the clamshell company. So this packaging is called a clamshell because, get it? Clamshell. Okay, so I was working with them on the mold so much that I didn't think about the depth of the packaging. So we wanted to make smaller bars. Where did that bar go? We wanted bars about this size. There's quite a big difference in size.
So I do just want to help out our listeners. Jonathan's holding up 2 bars of wax, and they're like a third of a size.
On YouTube. You should be watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, I'm joking. Okay, anyways. So I messed up the depth of the packaging. So if I put this much wax, which is 70 grams, into the clamshell, and I melted this one a little bit, you can see that it doesn't fill it. It fills up like 1/3 of the clamshell. So I have doubled the price of every single one of my bars of wax by not paying attention to the depth. And I've already ordered 3,500 clamshells. So I talked with the wax guys, and they're totally okay with me putting in half my order because the cost per bar doubled. And so they're fine with doing half my order, and then once we sell that amount of units, we will re-up our order. And essentially, I'm out here learning. I'm out here trying. And if you've been a long-time listener of the podcast, you know, I was talking about this last summer. Was it last summer? Before last year, I was like, I'm starting a wax company. I'm doing this thing. It's taking a little longer than I wanted, but it's officially, I haven't paid for anything yet. The clamshell people are crazy. They were like, we'll just do an order via word of mouth. We'll mail you your thing. They're like, we've already printed all the clamshells. I'm like, it's 2025. You're just doing word of mouth deals? This is crazy. And, but, you know, we're about to be tens of thousands. It's a lot of money into this wax company. I'm excited. We're going hard.
Well, I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy that you're learning. That seems like a lot.
It's stressful, and on top of
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah.
In the beginning, it's so daunting, and these things that we're dealing with now, like dealing with the clamshell company and the packaging, in the beginning is so daunting. But the next time I need to get clamshells, I know that they can make them half the size. I know that they can Right? We already have the mold made. Like there's lots of things that we can do. And or that will already be done. So it'll be easier the next time. And so like a lot of this daunting stuff in the beginning becomes easier. And like when you're working with the wax guys, they'll have like we don't have to talk about color of the wax again. We don't have to do all this stuff. So like I don't know. What I'm trying to say, guys, is if it's hard, there's a lot to it. Just start chipping away. And eventually, like the things that were so hard and daunting in the beginning will be like second nature or not a big deal anymore. And then you just got the next issues to get into.
It's kind of the saying of like, or one of my favorite sayings is like, best time to start is yesterday, right? It's one of those like, you just got to get started. You just got to figure it, get your feet wet, figure that portion out, and then you'll figure it out. But it's like the hardest part is that first step, or the scariest part is that first step. So nice, bro. I'm happy that you're getting some progress on it and everything. So
well, I mean, it's nerve wracking too, in a way, because wax doesn't expire. So if I don't sell all these bars this season, I just have bars that I'll sell throughout the seasons. But the goal is to sell out of it and then put in another order. But that means I got to sell, like this first order is 1,750 bars of wax. Now, someone might order 2 bars or 3 bars, but essentially I need 1,750 people to buy some wax. Like, that's a big number. But then I think about it, and I'm like, yeah, I've sold like 16,000 orders of Evolution stickers. Obviously, that's over almost 10 years. So it's like, and then at the same time, it's never been easier to advertise and to sell product. And if I build my shops correctly, which I'm going to do via Shopify and get it to where I have the ability to purchase it through TikTok or the ability to purchase it through Instagram, like actually get the products on those apps, that would be a game changer too.
I've noticed that like TikTok shop, which I have spent 0 time on, like I've not gone on the TikTok shop at all, but I've noticed that that's just like, that's the next thing that everyone does is like they try to sell stuff through TikTok, which I'm like, I don't know. TikTok's weird. I don't understand it.
They have a lot. So like I am a TikTok shop affiliate. if you didn't know that, I have made $0 through TikTok shop. I actually got put in trouble when it first came out because I was tagging products that I was using. I just wasn't selling the products in the video. They literally want you to be like, this is Buckhouse Wax. This goes on your snowboard. You should buy this. And if you don't do that in your video, you'll get in trouble. Instead if I just was like, Buckhouse Wax, I was on my snowboard in this video, you should buy Buckhouse Wax, you'll get banned for that.
Yeah, the videos Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say like the videos I see are so lame where it's like I say lame, like they're cheesy and I get it, you're just trying to do your job or whatever, but they're like, that Yeti cooler is so expensive. Why did you buy that? And they're like, oh, it's because I bought it from the TikTok shop and it was so discounted. I'm like, this is the cheesiest infomercial I have ever seen. But it's on, like, it's not treated as like an ad or anything. Like, it's not like an ad. It's just content. And I'm like, this is so cheesy.
Well, TikTok is doing some unique things where they'll pay you to make 10 TikTok shop videos. You don't have to sell any product. You just got to make 10 TikTok shop videos. And you'll get some money for doing it. You'll get $20 if you make 10 TikTok shop videos. So people are accepting those programs all the time. Another program, and I almost did it because I did purchase Borderlands 4, and me and Roman have been enjoying it. It's been pretty sick. But there's like a Borderlands pool where it's like Borderlands did this campaign with TikTok where it's like $170,000 pool, and you make Borderlands 4 content and you put it in that pool category, or like you can enter.
You have a hashtag that you use or whatever.
Yeah, and you get put in the pool, and then the highest viewed videos get a percentage of that $170,000. So they do these programs to get people to promote certain things. I feel like that's a little like I don't mind doing brand deals and working out brand deals and stuff, but for some reason I feel like TikTok Shop's kind of like selling out a little bit, which I guess is kind of judgy. But I just don't want to be a TikTok Shop seller.
I don't blame you. And so like it's going to your Borderlands thing. So for the viewers and listeners, it's a video game that Johnathan is talking about. And you know, to what it is you like if you post content related to this category and you use this hashtag, you can be entered into winning, a certain amount of money or whatever. And I've seen some for like the car stuff because I do car content, and it's like gas versus EV challenge was one, or like car hacks, like modifying your car this way to make your life easier. Like there's a couple of different hashtag trends that you can get behind, but it does seem a little like it does seem a little wrong, like almost morally, because it's like you're saying, it's like branded content or promoted content where it's like, hey, we'll pay you to make content for us. But instead of them being like, we're paying you, it's like, hey, there's a lottery chance that you can win money by creating content for us. Like, I don't know. Like it just seems it's a good business model, but at the same time it's a little deceptive to a certain extent. I don't know.
Yeah. And so basically what I'm trying to say is I really just want, and I think you have to use Shopify to do it, but like on your Instagram page, you have your shop and people could go there and then there's your products. Same thing with on TikTok, you have your TikTok shop. And a lot of people truly are purchasing off of TikTok and purchasing off of Instagram. And so, and even on YouTube, you can have them pop up your stuff on the bottom of your video. So I think I can definitely get Buckhouse Wax in front of people and move it. And at the end of the day, I'm trying. And I've said it multiple times, but I see this world where influencers are creating consumable products, and there's one consumable product in skiing and snowboarding that is wax. And so I'm super excited to how do I want to say this? When you look at your peers, so like Mr. Beast is like leading the charge. Ryan Trahan is up there. or Logan Paul is up there. These dudes are like basically leading the charge of like how to do influencing and how to do it correctly. And so like this is me taking that step into to staying on level with them, even though obviously they're way beyond me in reach and views and everything like that. But they have a model, and it's like if you're not following their model, then you're probably not doing the influencing job correctly.
No, that's completely fair. And that's, yeah, like I think I touched on it previously, where it's like, yeah, all the big people, like Mr. Beast has Feastables, the candy bars and stuff, and Ryan Trahan has his own candy company where it's like low sugar, and then Logan Paul has Prime. Like everyone has some type of consumable. Yes, those ones are quite literal consumables in the sense of drinking or eating. But yeah, with the wax, it's a consumable. You use it on a regular basis, and yeah, so I think it's most definitely the right transition to go into. And I'm happy that you're staying with the times and constantly challenging yourself. I think that's something that you've done well with, especially after doing like this short form content, is just like embracing what is your job, right? Like it's not that you do we've talked about it before, like your cheesy videos of like the Grinch outfit or whatever, like although you don't necessarily feel passion behind doing that, you don't love doing that, it's just a part of being an influencer. It's a part of being who you or what you do. And so is adapting with the changes of the Buckhouse Wax or short form content or whatever it may be. So proud of you, bro.
Thanks, bro. And for all the kids out there, it's not just like pick a product and shoot and like and guess, and just like you really do have to put a lot more strategy into the things that you decide to do and go after. And so could I have created jackets, or could I, and I'm so happy it didn't happen, but I really wanted my own snowboard. And it was an ego thing, because when I first started the YouTube channel, I was like, oh, I'm doing this professionally. And everyone's like, you're not a pro. And then it's like, kind of poke that pro bear. And a lot of people say, like, in order to be a pro, you need a pro model snowboard. And so my ego is like, all right, now I'm going to make my own snowboards and I'll have my own pro model snowboard. I'll make me a pro. I really wanted to launch my own snowboards. You're talking like $100,000 to get a lineup of snowboards that got to be various sizes that I definitely would have got the wrong sizes and not have been able to move all the boards, and then just been so deep in and financially deep in this product that's not that simple to move. Where with wax, you can get it's more expensive this first run because I'm buying molds. You know, I'm creating relationships. I'm getting a lot of things for the first time. But then the next runs will be cheaper. But like wax is high margin. It doesn't expire. It's low risk in a lot of ways. And it's not hard to store. It's not like this massive inventory type thing. And so if you are like in an industry or you're like you want to launch something, really consider the weight of what if it doesn't sell? What if I do have to hold inventory longer than I was expecting or wanting? How easy is it to promote? I could promote wax in 50 different ways, whether it's just putting it on to a snowboard or skis, it's waxing inside my garage or waxing on the mountain. If it's waxing other people's gear to improve their day on the mountain, if it's waxing rails, if it's waxing a board to put it into storage, like, you know, there's so many options to use to promote the wax. And then my best friend that I love to snowboard with owns a ski tuning business. So now I'm going to fully supply him for the year with my wax. He is going to be a brand ambassador of Buckhouse Wax. I'm talking about Michael, the ski doctor, if you don't know who I'm talking about. You know, and my business aligns with his business without even stepping on his toes. It help, like, now he doesn't have to buy wax. I'm just going to supply him with wax. And then when people are like, dude, that was like the best day ever, like ride ever. Like, what wax did you use? Like, I used Buckhouse Wax. You know, there's so much strategy into what I'm doing. And I hope you guys, if you do try to do something, have layers to your strategy.
Yeah, I was actually, before you were saying it, but it's like, yeah, Mike the ski doc, sponsor that. You know, just be his wax guy. So
it's already on. It's on. Not to just talk about me the whole time, but yesterday, me and Bobby did put an offer in on a place.
That's exciting.
It was different than putting an offer in on a trailer home, because we put an offer in on a trailer home that didn't work out. But this one will probably also not work out because we came in low on this place. But I'm sick of people just thinking because COVID happened that their house is quadruple the price of what they purchased it. So I gave them a realistic number in a real world.
All right. Well, I hope that works out for you, bro.
Once again, we're trying. I mean, launching a business and trying to buy a home at the same time, and then also being in your dead season where money's not coming in, is one of the most stressful things you could do, you know. But money's about to be coming in. The season starts next month, so please start.
Yeah, you guys are getting like snowing and everything like that. So
yeah, we got a September snowfall that I snowboarded.
I saw.
That was more for the meme.
Dude, yeah, I'm just happy that like seeing. So if you live in Colorado Springs, like a big thing is when Pikes Peak gets snow on it, right? Like when you see snow on the top of Pikes Peak. If you also don't know what Pikes Peak is it's a 14er that like just, I shouldn't say towers over, but you could just, when you look at our Front Range mountains, you can just see Pikes Peak and you just know that's Pikes Peak.
I mean,
right?
It's the only 14er on the Front Range.
Yeah.
It makes Colorado have the best view of the Front Range. If you know what the Front Range is, by the way, essentially you have flat Kansas, flat Nebraska, flat
just
Oklahoma,
flat.
Texas. Everything's flat in the United States, and then you just run into the Rocky Mountains. And so that's the Front Range. That's when the mountains start. Usually they start a little smaller, and then they progressively get to 12, 13, 14,000 foot peaks. Well, Colorado Springs has the most beautiful Front Range between Cheyenne Mountain and Pikes Peak, you have Cheyenne's big in itself. That's where NORAD is, and then Pikes Peak is a 14er, and it is gorgeous.
I do like I just love seeing the silhouette of the front range that we have or whatever just like whatever you can see of it. But anyways, yeah, and the reason why I said it doesn't tower over, so like I believe isn't it like, so Mount Hood, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, but when you look at like in like Oregon, or what's the one in Washington, where it's like you just look at it and it's like a standalone mountain.
Rainier.
Yeah, like Rainier. You just like look at it and it's like a standalone mountain, right?
Yeah, it's just a big old. It's like a zit.
Yeah, exactly. So like Pikes Peak isn't like that. It's not just like, oh my goodness, there's just one peak, but it's more so like you see all these, like these mountains, and then all of a sudden like it goes to a 14,000 foot peak, and that's Pikes Peak. So whenever that gets snow, because it's always the first thing to get snow, that's when like fall is happening. That's like when fall is happening, when winter's happening. It's just like I love seeing it. So yeah, Pikes Peak has some snow on it right now, and then yeah, seeing your videos of getting snowfall and everything, it's like nice. Winter's coming.
Winter's coming. It's going to be an early winter. I'm claiming it. It's been very cold up here. The leaves changed like 2 weeks earlier than normal. At least that's what it feels like. Sometimes it's so, no matter how many seasons you go through, you're always like, did the snow melt faster this year? Did the snow come faster this year? Then that's one of the best parts about making content every single year, is I can literally just go on my phone and check the date and be like, oh no, like the Copper Summer Hike Park had way more snow at the end of this year than it did the previous year. And I like could pull videos and be like, well, this was this date last year and stuff. On that note, I'm still getting plenty of days of snowboarding because, and I haven't posted about it yet because I'm not trying to blow up the spot. But so Copper shut down all their summer operations, and they smashed the snow island, and they smushed it super thin on a run so it'll melt out. And I don't know why it took me, like I didn't think about going and riding it. It took me a week, so I missed a whole week of snowboarding it. But when they shut down operations, there's no employees there anymore, and the mountain, you're not allowed to go up the mountain. Like you can go hike any ski resort as long as it's on federal land, because they lease the land for these ski resorts. So as long as you're not messing with their stuff, you can go on the runs. You can hike up a run, go on a scenic hike or whatever. So I've been hiking up to the snowfield that's smushed and snowboarding. There's a ton of snow there still. And so I'm still getting my days for my 200-day season. But what I don't want to do, and where I could cause problems, is if I start posting about it and then a ton of people start showing up and doing it, then I blow my spot up, and then I make it to where I probably can't go get those days. So I'm saving all these videos till October. It's going to be funny because I'm going to post like, I've found some snow, like I'm going to keep ripping it. People are going to know what it is. But if they go to ride it, it's going to be all melted out. Because we probably have about like a week left of it, and it'll be melted fully out. So
that's clever, bro. That's clever.
Yeah, so I'm stacking days. Honestly, I'm getting more days than when the hike park, because I can go every day. So I've been going every single day. And some people might question the quality of the riding when it comes to the 200-day season. But at the same time, like, it's pretty solid snowboarding still. And I always say too is like, I've had so many overqualified days of snowboarding, like going to Italy and riding the Dolomites from 8 to 4 nonstop on the mountain, that makes up for the days where I show up and I snowboard for 30 minutes and do 4 laps on 30 yards of snow.
Yeah, we always talked about those like one and done days were very important and everything. So no, bro, go after it, get it.
Yeah, and I have a very little amount of one and dones. The majority of my one and dones are like, I hiked St. Mary's Glacier and that's more like 150 yards of snow. But I like skinned up Copper and did one run, but I skinned, or A Basin, sorry. But I skinned up it, I walked up the mountain. Those count. Those are quality. Basically what I'm trying to say is if you do anything, especially that's like, I did 200 days of this, people are always going to question the legitimacy of it, because that's what they do. But I have a calendar marked of every single day. And I do, for me to question people's legitimacy, I think one of the very important things, if you're claiming you've rode 200 days, if you don't have a way of showing it, like if you didn't track it, then I don't think you can count it, because it's so easy to be like, oh, I snowboarded 200 days because I snowboarded this time to this time and I was going this many times. It's like, no, you definitely, like, if you didn't count it, because it's an ungodly amount of days.
It's crazy because like it you have it's like a percentage base, because like I wouldn't say it's not a lot, but it's like we went snowboarding 130 days in a single season, and we even documented that, right? But it's like, it's like, okay, that's an additional 70 days, but it's like that still is over 50% more, right? Over 50% more days than 130. But on top of that, it's also in a limited time. Like, it's not like you have 1,000 days to do this. You have 365 days to do this. You're snowboarding for 2/3, or not exactly 2/3, but like, like almost half the year you're snowboarding, or over half the year you're snowboarding.
You got to get 16 days a month. And there are technically 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 12 months in a year.
About
No, I'm joking.
5 months. Thanks, bro. There's about 5 months of the year that ski resorts aren't open. So
you have to figure out 80 days.
Either you're gonna get extra days in the months, and like, I do this for a living, and my heavy snowboard months are 24 days.
Your December, January's.
Yeah, that's like, okay, in January I snowboarded 24 days, and that's barely taking time off. And I have a family, like, and you want to take time off, like your body wants to take days off. So like, to do it in a timely manner, you're legitimately riding 30 days a month, and I'm sorry, but no one's really doing that.
No, seriously, because like even pro athletes, like even the X Gamers and stuff, like they're not doing it like that. So
no, totally. And like a lot of people that work on the ski resort will be like, oh, I worked on the resort, so I definitely got 200 days because I rode every day. And I'm like, no, you definitely didn't ride on your days off. You might have rode a day off here or there, but I've seen the like, I know for a fact that most ski resort employees on their days off take both, like they don't go ride because they were riding all week with their job.
Also, like you said, it's 100 or like, how many days is the ski resort open? Because it's not open 200 days in a year. It's just not. You said 5 months it's closed. That's 180 days. So that's, it's, yeah, like it's just not open for as long.
And a lot of people don't actually work open to close either. They get, the ski resort opens in, let's say like Keystone going to open in October, and the first week, honestly, until like Thanksgiving, they run on a limited staff. They run on just their supervisors, and they slowly start hiring people in and training. They don't hire their entire midwinter staff in October.
Yeah. It's similar to like at Best Buy, we had seasonal employees that were hired pretty much at the start of November and then would be let go like the second week of January, because that's all that we needed them for, was for Black Friday shopping, Christmas, and then like actually a lot of shopping happens after Christmas because people get gift cards, and then also people get, they just got a new Xbox, a new Nintendo Switch. Well, now they have to go and buy, video games for it, or covers and sleeves and controllers, right? So yeah, no, it makes sense. Like, you got your seasonal time, and for you guys it's a little bit longer than that. But yeah, it's like you don't need all those people year round or even half the year. So,
and so kind of what I touched on earlier in the episode about strategy, my buddy Chris went for a 200-day season, and I could have went for the 200-day season, meaning in 2024, 2025 ski season, which that ski season doesn't end until the next ski resort opens. So technically I'm still in that season. And I bet I could calculate where I'm at, and I'm pretty sure I'm close to 200 days in that ski season. But instead of doing the season, I went for the year, the reason why I went for the year is a year is more
Trackable.
relatable to the average human. People think in their years, where for me, my year is actually like October to September, because that's the ski season. You know, ski season starts in October. That season technically ends in September, October, because the way I tracked my channel is by season. So I'm going into season 10. Season 10 starts when the next ski resort opens, for me. But for the average person, you know, they make their yearly goals. They do everything by January. January 1st is the start of 2020, the new year. And so by going for the 200 days in 2025, that means I started tracking this goal in January, but it ends in December. Well, in December, that's when a major hype for the ski season is. You know, that's when the ski season is starting. So when I am wrapping this goal up, this riding 200 days in 2025, and people get excited about this type of stuff, when I make the content around, you know, I'm 5 days away from hitting my goal of 200 days, and these videos are going to go viral because so many people are into ski and snowboard content, opposed to me posting, I'm 5 days away from 200 days, and it's, you know, August. Like, no one cares about snowboarding in August, but people care about snowboarding when it's December.
Yeah, and you're gonna get people that are like, I went snowboarding 200 days this year, and they're like, it's December. The resort's been open for 2 months. What are you talking about? Like, you're gonna get people that like don't understand what you're doing and everything. But no, your strategy. Once again, it's strategy. Everything you're doing is strategy.
It's all strategy. And also that means in January, I get to post a video that said I snowboarded 200 days in 2025. And I'm going to go take a recap and show like mid-season snowboarding in Europe, snowboarding in Mount Hood, snowboarding smushed copper after I also snowboarding copper. And like, the cool thing, to me, this is the cool thing, is I get to show people how much snowboarding, how many different seasons there are to snowboarding, how many different ways to snowboard. And like, thanks to copper, you basically can snowboard year round, which is crazy.
You also have the effect of like the motivation side of things, where it's like, you can't let exterior things get in your way of doing what you want. Snowboarding is a very external thing. It's actually one reason why I don't feel passionate about snowboarding, is because, you know, I don't like certain conditions of snow. I'll be honest. I'm a fair weather snowboarder. It's the truth. I don't like slushy snowboarding. And Johnathan was always so confused about that because he loves slush, and I can't stand slush. And you know, like, of course, there's like icy days or this or that. Like, I'm a fair weather snowboarder, and that's why I ended up moving from the mountains, because it's just not my passion, right? And so, but like for you, bro, it's like you figured out a way that it's like, if you want to do something as bad as you do, to like go snowboarding as much as you do, and to do it 200 days in the season, everything like that, you could figure it out. Like, you just do it. You just have to put some sacrifices here and there or whatever, just be creative with it. But you could figure it out and like just show that you can, you know, do it. And so there's some like motivation behind it and everything like that. My brain kind of went a little all over the place in the middle there. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained. It's all good.
No, you're good, bro. It's one of those things where a lot of people think once the weather changes, then like, oh, you can't ski or snowboard anymore. It's too nice to, or they just don't want to, like you say, because they don't like the slush, things like that. And to me, snowboarding, because I'll go snowboard the Carpet Resort in Lynchburg, Virginia, and have the absolute raddest time of my life. And it's not what I'm riding on, it's the fact that I have a snowboard. Like, the board is a part of my body, and when I put my strap to that board, I become superhuman. I can do all these really cool tricks that I can't do without it. And I don't know, it's just crazy.
That is a interesting, I mean, it's a cool way of thinking about it. But that's probably how some people feel about, like, you know, especially skateboards or like even football gear, right? Because although the football gear is a little restrictive. Like you don't hit people as hard as you do without football gear, like in the NFL and stuff like that, you know? So it's like, to a certain extent, that's their superpower, is putting that on and like just running straight at somebody.
I used to say I hate the summer because I become a lamer human. And like in the winter, I'm like this really cool, rad. I'm flying through the air and spinning and flipping. I'm doing all this crazy stuff. And then when it goes away, it's just like I'm alive. I walk around. Like, it's like. But then when the season's going, I put a helmet on. I always said I feel like a Spartan when I get ready for the day. It's like putting on a Master Chief. I'm not joking. It's like, all right, it's time to go snowboard. And I just put my helmet on, my goggles. I become superhuman. And
Jonathan, I could go grab mine.
For all the listeners that put a Master Chief on, go get yours. Let's
I'll be right back.
Should do a whole podcast episode with our Master Chief helmets on.
All right. So here's the thumbnail.
All right. So sorry about the audio quality here, guys, but this is the new podcast.
Welcome to the Spartan Podcast.
Welcome to the Spartan Podcast. That's John 116 over there.
I've always liked that. I've had basically the same name as Master Chief my whole life.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
No, I don't know. It just goes back to how much I love snowboarding. Where it's like, yeah, every time I put my helmet on, all my gear, I'm preparing to go to war against this mountain. And then when you strap in, it's like, all right, it's on. And then you just become more super powered when you're snowboarding because you got this device that helps you go. In my day-to-day life, I can't go 50 miles per hour. But when I strap into this snowboard, my speed is increased. I can jump higher. I can go faster. I'm a superhuman.
It's awesome, bro.
Another great example, this might sound horrible, but I get a whole different level of ego of you can't mess with me. Because I don't care if you're bigger or badder or whatever. You're not gonna be able to catch me, or I'm not gonna be able to maneuver. Like I can walk around almost as good as I can without a snowboard on, with a snowboard on, because it's that much a part of my body. So if you're talking trash, you cause an issue, I'm gonna push you. You can't knock me over. I got incredible balance.
One of my favorite social media posts is of Tony Hawk. This was many years ago. He was skateboarding and he actually had his daughter, who was at the time was like 6 or 7 or something, but she was on the skateboard with him and he's like kind of holding her and skateboarding around. And some people are like, that's so unsafe. Like, I couldn't believe that you put your daughter in that safety or whatever. And he's like, I can skateboard better than you can walk. He's like, the chances of me falling is so low on just like skateboarding around. Like, he wasn't like doing flips in a half pipe with her or anything. He's just skateboarding in a straight line. And yeah, it's like, you don't understand how comfortable I feel on this. Like, I feel more comfortable on a skateboard than I do just walking around. So
my favorite thing is Bobby always forgets, like mid-season, she'll be like, hey, I washed laundry and all I washed was snowboard socks and underwear. What have you been wearing? I'm like, I've only been working. because you don't wash your snow pants and your snow jacket, and I have like base layers that I'll rock like 2 days and then wash them. So she's washing like my long sleeve base layers, but it's I'm not wearing like a bunch of t-shirts and pants and shorts and like I just go through way less gear or normal clothes in the wintertime because I'm in snowboard boots. I wear snowboard boots probably more than I wear shoes.
Snowboard boots and Crocs. That's all you need in your life, bro. Hey, Jonathan's lifting up his Croc that he's wearing right now. Dude,
That's
Crocs
$10.
Crocs are the greatest thing of all time. I will stand by it. I love Crocs.
Outside Crocs, and then I have my inside Crocs because we don't wear shoes inside the house. So I have Crocs that are like my slippers.
I don't really have indoor and outdoor Crocs. I've got I wasn't a big like slipper person, but in our current apartment, in the bedrooms we got carpet, but everywhere else is just hardwood. So I have been wearing some actual like slippers more, just because it's more comfortable. But no, I've got like my work Crocs or my dirty Crocs, where it's like if I'm taking the dogs out, I just put those on, or if I'm just doing whatever, like I've got those Crocs, and then I've got some nicer Crocs that I can wear around, and then I have shoes that look like Hey Dudes, but they're Crocs. Like dude, I love Crocs. Crocs are my go-to.
I hate the price of them, but I do love them.
Yeah, like I mean, I hate the price of them too, but at the end of the day, like they're so versatile, and they're not like you don't really have to worry about like
Dude,
getting them dirty or anything like that. Like they're just rubber.
you can put them in sports mode.
Just put them in the 4-wheel drive. Put them in your sports mode. You're good to go.
Probably we were talking about something that I had more to say about, but
I don't remember.
basically snowboarding, you become a superhuman. Trying to say.
And you could do that with like a lot of things, because I was already referencing like skateboarding or whatever, but it's also just like, whatever you feel, because like people feel that way when it comes to like having a basketball in their hands or whatever it is, like if you get so good at something and so capable at something that you can have these like superhuman-esque talents with it, it's it's a different feeling. It's a different feeling.
Well, I used to say like, so I've been a very confident human, and back in the day I would say like Halo gave me confidence when I was. So for a lot of the listeners that don't know, like I didn't go to school I went to school to the 1st grade, and then my mom homeschooled me from literally the 2nd grade till the 9th grade, meaning I didn't go to school and I didn't learn anything from 1st grade to 9th grade. And it's not that I was awkward or weird or anything, but like I went into school in the 9th grade. So I missed middle school. I went straight into high school. And, I was unconfident. I was not shy, but like I had a lot of growing to do because I just didn't go to school. And I also was super embarrassed because I was terrible at school. I was getting horrible grades because I didn't know anything. But I was really good at Halo. And I kept getting better at Halo. And Halo gave me this really rad confidence because it was like, I might be bad at school, but I'll kick your butt in some Halo. Like, and so what I'm trying to say is if you get really good at something, not like, okay, I'm kind of good, but like an untouchable good at something, it will give you a lot of confidence. And that could be like hacky sacking or Halo or basketball or put whatever you're really into. If you get so good at it, it will give you a level of confidence because you are now exponentially better than the average or just beyond average person at this thing.
I think there's also just by investing in a skill, investing your time into something, like it adds a ton of value to your life because it feeds into other categories, right? If you, it's like something I'm doing right now is sales, right? So it's like if you've reached a certain level of skill or tier or whatever you want to say, like if you've invested the time, energy, and everything to hone a craft, to hone a skill, it then teaches you avenues in other areas of your life, right? So for me, like learning sales again, it's like by me having experienced the levels I have in video games, it gives me that same ability to like learn and adapt and change to then transfer that into something like sales or even if you wanted to pick up any new hobby, right? You can transfer that learning that you've already done into something new. So it's not just about feeling a superhuman and confidence, everything. There's so much to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially taking, like, once you've gotten good at something, you're like, oh, I got good at it because I put in time, energy. Like, you learn all the skills it takes to get good at something. So then when it's time to get good at something new, you go, oh, like, I know how to do this. I've done this for that, so I could do it for this. So, and I think that's kind of the hack of being older. Like, you ever like had that thought of like, man, if I could be me but 18, like I would be crushing it. Well, the reason why is because you've learned how to learn. You've learned how to work. You've learned how to do all these things that were so challenging in the beginning because you were young, you never done it before. Now that you've done it, you know how to go after it again.
The amount of times I've thought about restarting my life with all the same knowledge. No, I'm joking. But
Dude, I think about it every day.
no, you know, I think I've touched on it before, like dwelling in the past. I've struggled with that a ton, but it is what it is.
Do you?
But... Huh?
You dwell in the past?
I used to. I'm not as bad now, but no, I would dwell in the past and I wouldn't say daydream, but like I still joke about it. But it's like, if I was born earlier, it's not, so I tell people like, I don't wish I was older, but I wish I was born sooner type of deal, right? So talking about Halo, so Johnathan and our brother Tyler and their best friend Nick were really good at Halo, and they always struggled with their fourth teammate. There's 4 people on the team. They always had the solid 3, but they never had that solid 4th. And admittedly, like I reached a level of skill in video games that is really good, but I'm also 8 years younger than them. So like you guys had already moved on in life. You guys had already like, you know, you moved to the mountains and was a full-time snowboarder, and Tyler was already doing his thing and so on and so forth. But it's like, if I was older and it was the 4 of us, then like, yeah, we probably could have gone much further in our video game careers and even potentially gone pro, right? Like, so like I've thought about that. Like I used to think about all that all the time. Like I said, I don't dwell on that now, but yeah, no, I used to dwell on the past all the time. And that's just one example. It's not like I honed in on that one thing.
I feel like I dwell in the future. I'm always thinking of like what's next. Like I can't wait for this. Like I'm always on like the what's to come, opposed to like what happened in the past.
To be honest, like I think that both of them are actually very toxic, because it's like dwelling on the past is toxic because you can't change it. And so you just are constantly kind of like torturing yourself, thinking about what you could have done differently, this or that, whatever it may be, right? Dwelling on the future, though, can create a lot of anxiety. And then also it can create a lot of lack of gratitude, because instead of thinking about, oh, like I'm very thankful for what I have right now, or like just being like in the moment and being thankful, by thinking so much on the future, you're more so thinking about what you don't have right now, or like what you're missing out of, or whatever it may be, right? So it's like what I'm really working on in this exact moment in my life right now is actually just taking a moment and breathing, trying to find to be honest, I'm trying to find God in every moment. Like that's something that the Bible really pushes and everything. So it's like just trying to find God in every moment, but also just being thankful, like of today. So I think both of them are equally toxic in their own ways, but yeah.
I can see that point for sure, and I would say thank God that I have been blessed with gratitude. I don't know if it's by being in the mountains and it's kind of right in your face, but like I can't walk on my back deck without thanking God for my life, because I'm just staring at an insanely gorgeous mountain and you know, just the position that we're in. And I know we're trying to when I say we, my wife really wants to move into town, so we're going to, but like I've been very blessed to live 5 years in this home, and I'm very thankful for it, and have the backyard park, and into the next situation it will also be just as awesome and rad. And I don't know, like, but the mountains, man, they just, because it's such a big representation of God, it's so easy to be thankful and grateful. So I feel like I find myself at least on a daily finding multiple moments to just stop and be thankful. I do. So I feel like I have that a lot. But when I say I think about the future, I'm excited. I'm always excited for like Buckhouse Wax. It's coming. I'm gonna be launching this, and it's gonna help people. And then like with the channel, it's like, oh, we're gonna go here, or like to think like, you know, one day I'm gonna own a property like this, not rent a property like this, and I know it's gonna happen. And this probably would put a bid in, or an offer in, that's a stepping stone to getting closer to owning something like this, and to moving forward. And so I don't know, it's you're not wrong if you're always like, man, like one day I'll have a big house, or like in order to like the anxiety part is a big thing, because you get anxiety when you try to solve tomorrow's problems today. That's like they say that's one of the leading causes of anxiety, or you're expecting issues that haven't happened yet, but you're expecting them to happen. That causes anxiety. So definitely try not to do that. I know when I worked at a job, I used to always think I was going to get fired because I'm just going to do this. And see, I'm a ask for forgiveness, not permission type person. So when I worked at Target, I always thought I was going to get fired because I would just be like, we're doing this. And just like, blah, 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 just. So I had a lot of anxiety with that.
I been posting the social media content, which has been a little bit edgier. I'm pulling up my phone right now. I got a comment this morning, and I'm gonna say like I'm worried, but the comment just goes, "Do you still work there?" And it was on one of my edgier videos, and I like look at this person. I'm like, this person looks like somebody that would want to like report me for like this, that, or another.
Wait,
but
is it the Jeep or the truck video?
No, it's the Subaru video. But it's funny because like the car industry is so different, so it's fine. But no, like I right now I really am having fun with like the social media, because in my previous jobs with social media I needed to get permission from people, but with my job right now I don't need permission. I can just go do whatever I want. So I am experimenting, just throwing stuff at the wall and see what's sticking, right? Coming up with new ideas, this, that, and like there's some strategy with some stuff like we talked about a lot in this episode. But it's one of those like my managers don't know what I'm posting, and I'm more than okay with that. But it's like, what if actually one of my managers does follow me on TikTok, but it's like, I could get into some trouble, so we'll see.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I got a message from Big Snow that they didn't like the content I made when I went out to Big Snow. And then I also got a question or Copper Mountain also wrote me and was like, hey, can you remove something? Because I posted something that was getting really mean comments, and they were like, we don't want to be associated with this. And it's just like, I don't know.
It's unfortunate because like you didn't do anything. You just posted it and it got a bunch of mean comments. It is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, you could try to appease. The way I look at it is like you could try to appease these brands or try to appease your managers, or you could always worry about what other people are going to think, or you could just freaking do it and do it yourself and know that at the end of the day, like you don't need anybody else to be in a spot. Like I'm here not because of anybody else. I'm here because of me and what I did. And you could remove Clue out of here and I'd still be here. You could remove Insta360 out of the equation, I'd still be here. Like you could remove YouTube and I'd still be here. Obviously, if you removed all of them, I'd be screwed. But you can remove one of them. It takes all the pieces. But then I would just find different pieces and solutions. And it's up to you. Like, go work, go grind, go figure it out. Like, depend on you. The only thing I depend on is me. And I'm not discrediting anyone that has worked with me or for me and has helped me, because they have all helped and they've all helped me get here. But the greatest example of it is when they have walked away, I have continued, I'm still here. So like great examples like Cody tremendously helped me get here. But Cody's now gone and I'm still here and I'm still going, and it's like you need to have the ability
Cody.
to keep. He's not gone, guys. He just doesn't work for you. But the point that I'm trying to say is you have to depend on yourself more than anyone else, and as long as you have you, nothing can stop you. If you're that dog.
Got that dog in you. Got that dog in you. I think that's a great note to end the podcast on. So, I think we killed it, bro. I think we killed it. A lot of good stuff in this episode. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being part of the conversation. Bro, you got anything else to add to this?
Guys, we appreciate you listening and watching. We usually get over 100 views an episode, which is incredible. Make sure you hit the subscribe button or the follow button on whatever platform you're listening to. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving.
Peace.
Peace.